Okay, I think we are live. Um, Hi guys. I don't know where to start here, but I started a Pokemon Sapphire playthrough like 10 years ago. Um, and I recently have been, like 10 years has passed in my life. And so now, um, I was cleaning up my GBA games. I resoldered some of the batteries on them, so my Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald are all resoldered. So now, like clock events will happen again, which isn't that important, but it kind of reinvigorated some passion for me to play these games again. Um, like, there's been lots of activity on YouTube on this generation. It seems to be really into it, and it's kind of hyped me up a bit. So I still have the save file that I had going from my original like playthrough of Pokemon Sapphire Exotic Run with the Houndour and the Ammonite and all that. I was at a friend's house and they have like a little kid, and I was showing her that kind of save file and going through it, and so I thought it would be fun to get back into this. And I didn't really know if I wanted to continue the whole video series of how I was doing in this before. Um, and I figured if I'm actually going to get myself to do it, I needed to make it pretty casual, pretty casual. So I'm doing it this way. Um, this is my first time really streaming ever, so hopefully, uh, things go all right, and I get things kind of figured out. Um, Quite a thing to learn how OBS works and all that. Um, I better bring up the chat just in case that is something that I need. Chat. Chat. Let's see what we get here. I am playing this game on an analog pocket. That's kind of another thing that kind of invigorated me to play some GBA again. Was just having a nice way to play it as well as record it since I have the dock and all that. I'm playing this off of my OBS screens. We'll see how that goes. Um, and type a message into chat here to see if it shows up. Seemingly does. I'm just using this little chat thing in OBS, so hopefully that's good enough. So yeah, let's just kind of get going, I guess. Let's get into the game. So here's my save file. Um, I'm a little bit further because I was testing out berry trees to make sure that they were actually going to grow and stuff. Um, which they do, because the battery's all replaced. And here's how the team's looking. I think there was like one episode that I didn't ever actually release on YouTube that I had recorded, where I think I went through the cave over in, uh, you know, where Brawley's gym is in that town to give the letter to Steven. So I went ahead and did that 10 years ago, I guess. I don't really remember. Had to like watch some stuff again to figure that out. Um, so here's how the team's looking. We have a Venonat, level 15 with Quick Claw. We've got a Farfetch'd, level 11. I might trade in a stick for Farfetch'd at some point if he's not really holding his own. We got Smoochum, who doesn't have too much going on right now, but I did do a little bit of experimentation about a month ago when I was thinking about doing this again, and I was like showing my friend's kid this game. Like, we really raised up Smoochum since she was really liking her. And when Smoochum learns some moves upcoming, it's pretty rad, pretty sweet. Houndour actually isn't doing too much right now, but I think she'll grow to be good later. And then Ammonite's kind of our carry right now. Freaking Modest Ammonite, Bite, just carrying the team at the moment. Also, you might see that the display looks a little like different than before. Before I was recording off of the GameCube with AV cables and all that. Now I'm recording off the Analog Pocket, and I'm using the color filter to make it look like the original GBA like colors, because GBA games are really oversaturated because the screen on the original GBA was kind of poor, no backlight and all that, so you had to really juice up the saturation and the contrast just to give some semblance of brightness. And this kind of color corrects for that. So this probably isn't what you're used to seeing, but this is how I'm going to be playing it for now. But yeah, let's just get going here. First order of business is I think I want to go and get the experience share in Rustboro, since we delivered the letter to Steven, and that's our reward. And I think the experience share will help us quite a lot in leveling up some of our Pokemon, because I think throughout this playthrough there's going to be different Pokemon who are at different capabilities. Some are going to be better than others, and the others that need help in that moment will greatly appreciate the experience share. So let's go get that done. It's going to be up here. And we got the experience share. So let's go ahead and immediately equip that on Smoochum, since Smoochum's our lowest level party member, and let's get her going up. Kind of the next thing that we want to keep in mind is we want to be able to level up the Pokemon that we're going to need to beat some upcoming gyms. So right now we can go fight Brawly, but I don't think we're quite prepared. Like, we could technically go in there and have Venonat kind of resist and carry. It's a distinct possibility, but I'd like us to be a little more well prepared. The other upcoming fight we need to be aware of is the rival fight north of Slateport. That's always a tricky one. Infamous these days with being a roadblock. So we'll go ahead and we'll level up Smoochum. Not necessarily because, like, for the fighting gym. Here's my thoughts on the fighting gym. Houndour's out because Houndour's weak to fighting moves. Ammonite also weak to fighting moves. Could maybe go in and help us in a pinch if we need it. Our moves are kind of resisted though, so basically the high special attack and high level is what's going to help us out there. Smoochum, like neutral to fighting, since Ice is weak to fighting. But if we can learn some psychic moves, that'd be fantastic. Farfetch'd maybe could get in there with a pack or two, but I don't have great hopes for Farfetch'd. And if we level up Venonat a bit more, she'll actually learn Confusion, which I think would be vastly helpful. So kind of my thought right now is we'll put Smoochum in front, and we'll kind of switch train her. The XP share will give her even more experience, get her caught up on level. And anytime we don't really want to switch her in, she has the experience share, so she'll just be getting experience either way. We'll kind of just focus on Venonat or whoever other Pokemon is our best fighting chance for whatever current fight we're doing to kind of gain levels at the given moment. And we'll kind of go from there. So let's get going. My plan's to go to Slateport because that beach is full of trainers that I have not fought yet. So that's going to be our current focus. But overall, like while we're going there, I'll go on a ranty ramble. But I'm kind of excited to do this playthrough just because this whole concept of like Pokemon that you wouldn't normally use in Pokemon Sapphire, but you're using it like it's still like an interesting concept to me like 10 years later, and I just haven't done it. I haven't really played these games in earnest. I've been doing a lot of watching YouTube myself on these playthroughs, and people have done like crazy things over the years. People will have modifications to the game to do randomizers, and people have been doing Nuzlocke since more than 10 years ago, and just all this crazy stuff. And there's like even like fan games out there that are also amazing. So just going back to vanilla Sapphire, doing a pretty much bog standard playthrough with like no speed up and all that might be a little mundane these days, but it's kind of, I don't know, I really like it. I'm one of those weirdos who really likes like vanilla Minecraft. Maybe I'm just a little, I enjoy something a little slowly paced, just going at my own pace, going slowly through, and I just like it. So we got a Machop, kind of something that we're gonna have to deal with in the fighting gym. So let's get Venonat in there. Venonat will resist most things. And something I kind of learned is that Supersonic helps a lot, because right now Venonat doesn't have a lot going for it in terms of its attacking kind of moves. It's got Tackle, pretty much. And these fighting types, like, they got pretty high attack. So any damage they can be doing to themselves and not to me is fantastic. Just taking that like super great. Critical hits are always useful. I'm also just like really excited to see where this team is going to end up, because like in the end we're gonna end up with a Venomoth and a Jinx and all this stuff, and just like I have not really planned out this playthrough at all. I just kind of, I think 10 years ago when I made this team, I just took what would be interesting and go with it. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do now, pretty much. So how far did that get us along here? Smoochum's close to hitting a level. Venonat's got a ways to go. Let's get here. You have some soft sand for me? Yes. Yes. I'm also not sure what I'm going to do with this series, like, in the long run. Like, if I'm just going to keep this up as a casual stream for viewing, or if I'm going to edit it down. Totally undecided. Obviously, I'm not going to play this game for, like, the amount of time it's going to take, and be talking at all times to keep it entertaining. That's just not really on the table. My voice would give out. So maybe I'll just talk when it's interesting. Let's see, do I have anything else that can hit this Zigzagoon a little bit better? Ammonite obviously could. Houndour, it's kind of hitting us with Surf. So let's just stick with Tackle. It's already snapped out of Confusion, which sucks. Hopefully my mic is still good. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. The laptop that I was using for a mic went to sleep, so... Ow! Why are you so slow? It's snapped out of confusion. So if it hits me with anything right now, I'm going down. So let's swap out... for Farfetch'd, I guess. I'm afraid if Smoochum gets hit with a headbutt, she's just dying. Okay, Peck. And Zigzagoons, they're just like so... they're so fast. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get up to the Pokemon Center. What do I have for items? Anyhow... got a couple potions, a couple supers, X's, paralyzed heal, pretty much bare minimum. Let's see, I'm going to take a short break slash detour right now because I'm going to pop open Google Chrome. And just see what I can see here. Make sure the stream is like working. And also I want to get myself some water. So I'm going to view my channel. How come I don't really see it in here? Oh, it's unlisted. What? That doesn't help. Let's save those changes. Copy the link. And we'll make sure it's working. Sure seems to be. Okay. Well, glad I checked, because our stream was unlisted. I'm gonna send this to some friends. And I'm gonna get my water. Be right back. Okay, I am back. Alright, I might as well post this to Twitter. I'm gonna do one more thing. Might be something on Discord I can do. One of the servers I'm in. I don't really know how this channel works. Supposedly I can put my live stream in there, but I'm not really seeing how right away. So perhaps I just shouldn't worry about it. Yeah, we'll just not worry about it. Okay. Just keep raising up our dudes here. See what we can get going. Okay. Maybe Smoochum can take on this Azurill. We're faster. That's something we got going for us. Okay, don't think Lick will work. Ooh, this is gonna take some time. I think if I can get Smoochum to like level 10, she'll get like Icy Wind. I'm gonna look that up. Ooh, critical hit. Gotta love those Pokemon Sapphire critical hits. Oh, broke out of confusion, didn't see it. This with the Sweet Kiss. Bubble, we should be able to take that okay. Yeah, we're good. we're actually a ways off from what we need. We get icy, well, powdered snow at 13. Okay, Smoochum's gonna get most of the experience because of the experience share anyways, so let's just swap out. It's always that lost cost fallacy of like, oh, I've almost killed it. Let me just kill it with what I got in. Let's go ahead and swap back over to Smoochum. Reason being, you know, to get rid of the charm on Venonat, basically. And I feel a lot of all Pokemon games, like these earlier ones, like your accuracy procs and your critical hit procs, like you just really feel it a lot more. Because it's like, oh, Sweet Kiss, I've missed it 3 times in a row now. You know, coming along, I suppose. Well, it's confused now, at the very least. Okay, let's get something going here. Okay. Something to keep in mind is, like, my Venonat's already got 4 moves, so I need to be very careful about what moves I get rid of over time. Because I think the next move Venonat's going to learn is Confusion. And, you know, I don't want to get rid of a move I might need later. Like, you would think Tackle would be pretty safe to get rid of, but it's like, do I only want 1 attacking move? Supersonic is, like, kind of bad, but has, you know, confuses. It's got bad accuracy, though. Disable is, like, such a... Well, both Disable and Foresight are such just niche... It's a small, tiny niche things, like Foresight's like, oh, I can now hit a ghost. Disable, I don't know. Like, I'm probably going to end up getting rid of both of those in the long run. But it's just always something to keep in mind. Also, like, I was relying on Compound Eyes on Venonat quite a bit in the original, and it like, wasn't helping vastly. So... yes. Pick up Zigzagoon, a classic. An absolute classic. Good old Sailor drinking his sody water. I was watching my original videos of this, and like I was surprised at myself at like how much ideas I had to talk about with this game. I'm like, gosh, like I don't even want to think about being prepared to talk about theories of like, you know, moving from Johto to here or whatever. Just a little wild. What am I gonna do with this Wingull? I don't think Wingull's got any like flying moves yet. Maybe he's got Peck. Let's just go for it and see what we get. We lick it, we can paralyze it, and Parafusion is pretty good stuff. I forget the proc rate that Lick paralyzes. I feel like it's not great, but maybe okay. Like, hopefully it's higher than 10%. I don't recall. Oh, there it is. Only took 3 attempts, so maybe it's 30. Just empirical measurements, empirical measurements. Sample size of 1, that's all you need. Tank it! Oh, shit! We better switch. Because we go first, but I don't believe... I have little belief. Okay, we would have growled, so... Level 10, smooch on. Let's go. We'll do some swapping. Got another Wingull. How much does my tackle do? Man, Wingull is just so fast. That tackle's doing pretty okay damage. I am gonna look up some stuff. I'm just keeping it casual, just what I would do in a normal situation if I was playing this by myself, basically. It's pretty close. And that is a dirty, nasty bug. We are going to learn Confusion pretty soon. That's going to be pretty much like when we can go in and fight Brawley with like no issues. Should probably swap out Venonat because I've been growled so many times. But to whomst? Far-fetched, I guess. I don't have any party members that are going to resist fighting in the long run, which sucks. Any types that would resist fighting have a secondary type that are weak to it to make it neutral. Got my Farfetch'd with its normal flying, got Smoochum with Ice and Psychic. I mean, I have Venonat, obviously, with the double resistance. So I guess we're just going to be relying extra much so. My overall thing is just like so wild that the amount of planning they had to do back in these earlier generations where they maintained full backwards compatibility with every other Pokemon. And for the most part, like, even remained backward compatibility with trading Pokemon up. Obviously, there was a cut off between 2nd Gen and 3rd Gen. So, like, 3rd Gen was a fresh start with Pokemon Sapphire that we're looking at here. But with that being said, it's like they kept every Pokemon that had been in the game. And, like, Pokemon Sapphire here, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire came out, you know, you could only get the Pokemon that were in the Hoenn region decks, but every other Pokemon was in the game, so like Smoochum here and all that. And I just remember being so, like, I just thought that was so freaking cool that it's like, oh yeah, you know, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green can come out later, and then you can trade between the games and all the Pokemon are compatible, and it's like, wow, like, the fact that you can use a Smoochum in Sapphire, it's just so cool. Like, because it's not like they could just update the game and then like put them in there. They had to plan them all out. And like, you know, I have knowledge that I've gained in the years since this game came out to know that, like, oh, yeah, you know, actually a lot of the Gen 2 back sprites are reused in Ruby and Sapphire. But, like, you know, not really. It's like the posing is the same, but you still had to, like, redraw them with the capabilities of the Game Boy to Game Boy Advance. And, so you're going to reuse whatever work you have. But, you know, overall, it's fine. It's like, those were already amazing sprites, so using them as a base, I think is perfectly good. And you had to come up with all these new Pokemon anyways. So, I think it's all good. As somebody who started with Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, didn't actually, like, go back and play 2nd Gen until, like, you know, later. I saw, like, playthroughs of that stuff, like, online after, like, 4th Gen had come out, and then eventually, you know, Heart Gold, Soul Silver comes out, and I play that. Which, you know, incredible games. But the point is that I didn't even know, like, I didn't look at these sprites as a kid and thought, like, oh, these ones seem different. They seem not as good. At least not the back sprites. There are a couple front sprites that I think are a little questionable. Like, I'm thinking Rattata, for example. Looks great in Fire Red Leaf Green, but in Ruby Sapphire Emerald, it looks a little, you know, questionable. And there's, like, some front sprites. And it's funny because it's like those they were explicitly not reused from Gold and Silver. Those are new. So it's like the new stuff that's like the part that actually stood out to me as a kid, where I'm just like, oh, you trade a Rattata over to Ruby Sapphire, and yeah, it's just noticeably a little whack. Didn't even know this lady, like, she's here in the soda shop, but, like, she's like, oh, you know, the soda bottles, that they're not worth it. I'm here for the battling. It was just an interesting notion, because there's the whole concept in the soda shop where it's like, yo, you come in here and you fight all these trainers, and then if you're able to do so, the reward is the soda shop owner gives you some free soda. Pretty good promotion, I must say. Switching in Venonat here. Hopefully we don't get pecked. We'll just give the ye old tackle. The ye old tackle. Also, I'm not going to be able to stream here for, like, super long because, probably once we hit 4 p.m. here in the Pacific time zone, I'm going to have to start making dinner, because I have a little potluck I'm going to, and I got to make a favorite side. I'm going to be making some creamy mushroom cavatappi. It's going to be, you know, hopefully it's lovely. I couldn't find any garlic herb butter in the store, so I'm going to have to fashion some myself, and, you know, that could be questionable. A questionable situation. Wayne, the Rock, John, man. Okay. We'll cut with the foreplay, and we'll go straight to, well, actually, a sweet kiss would be nice. It just would be nice. Okay, now let's do it. growl. Can't put up with these growls, man. Did I miss? Man. Ah, yes. Critical hit. Gotta love it. Yeah, let's go ahead and stay in. This is looking nice. Snapped out of confusion, but just for a lure, a leer. Kinda cool, huh? Kinda cool. We'll just stick with it. Tentacle is speedy. It's actually just surprising how good Tentacle is, because you think they're like, you know, the Zubats of the ocean, but they're just good, man. At least Tentacruel is. Yeah, let's stick in. Stick it out. Oh yeah. Rewarded for our perseverance. Snapping out of confusion. Oh, but he snapped out as well. How unfortunate. But it's all good. We got it. Just checking something real quick. Okay, yeah, we're all on the up and up. We're on the up and up. Okay. Venonat. If Venonat can reach level 17, that would be quite lovely. You're scorching hot. Those battles blazed. I'm more than just satisfied. As thanks for showing me your hot streak, I want you to take these. It's a half dozen bottles of soda pop. This is going to be our best healing option in the near future. So we have 6 bottles of soda pop. I'm going to try a few more. Just a few more. Just like 4 more. Just to bring us up to a nice round 10. Because I mean, in reality, like you buy soda pop like in a box, right? So however many they put in there is just how many you get. It's usually like in quantities of 6, 12, 24, but you know, it is what it is. I bought one more than I wanted to, but that's okay. This is kind of an interesting little shack anyways. Like, you come in here, and you're greeted with all these kind of slightly ratty-looking tables and a couple people in here. And it's just like, you know, we're on the beach. You'd think it'd just be an awesome hangout spot of people just, like, drinking their soda pop. We have these inner tubes up on the wall here. So it's like, do we rent inner tubes here too? Like, that'd be pretty cool. You come here, you rent your inner tubes, you get some like freshly brewed soda pop. I'm guessing that's what this machine is. I never really thought about it. This guy's like the brew master of soda pop, fresh soda pop. You ever go to a restaurant where they brew their own soda pop? I can only think of like one place. And it's like, you know, a brewery. They brew their own beer there and stuff too, but they also brew their own root beer. And man, that is some good root beer. So I kind of always imagined as a kid like this being this sort of a Sprite sort of soda pop. Like, what does a soda pop in Pokemon taste like? I always envisioned like a Sprite or a Squirt or something, like some sort of just white fizzy soda. But you know, maybe it's more of a cola. Maybe it is like a root beer. But on the beach, like, I don't know. A nice Sprite or Squirt. That's just kind of what I envision. It's just kind of what I envision, you know? I think we've cleared out the beach. So there's a few more things we can do to progress. Let me just explore the town, since it's been a while since I've looked around here, you know. Okay, we've got some dolls for our secret base. We're early enough in the game to where we're not going to have a secret base. We've got the Energy Guru, who's got the vitamins at full price. There are times where he will sell them at half price. Gotta get an event for that, though. A television event. Some might say a time-based event. That would not happen unless you had your batteries fixed, which I do have my batteries fixed, so, you know, maybe we'll get that. Ah, yes, the coastline. Smell the ocean. The Oregon coast. I was there recently. It's pretty good. Hold on, what did you say? Seaweed, you can get around these parts of small pressure neck. That's what it looks like from here up at the neck. He's referring to when you go in the seaweed later, when you dive under the water, you can find wild Pokemon. Which is a cool mechanic, must say. I might do some shiny hunting in, like, some of these 3rd gen games, like, once I kind of get them all started up again. A secret shop from a secret society who is openly advertising themselves, but to get in, that's the secret way. We need the name raider to help us change nicknames. Zigzagoon. Azumarill. I guess these Pokemon don't have nicknames. Yes. Sure. About my Smoochum? My Smoochum is cute. Status of cute. It's funny. It's not an alternate color. Which is how they referred to shinies back in the day. It doesn't have cute charm, but it is cute. You know what I'm saying? Oh, cute. Let's back out here. Number 1. Cute. What is this? Oh, you can, like, search by alphabetical. Babe. Ball. Interesting that they reference Pokemon in here that you haven't seen. Like Beedrill, Bellsprout, Blastoise, Blissey. Feelings. Man, who needs the Pokedex entries when you can just have access to all your Pokemon right here? Did I pass it? Well, my Pokemon love me already enough to get that, huh? That's awesome. I wonder if it's the Pokemon in front? I don't know, man. All these hints for growing friendship? Evaluate the condition. My, like, condition, like the condition of, you'd have to view it in here. Condition, party. Yeah. It's not good, but it's not bad either, according to that guy. That is to say, my Pokemon are absolutely starving. No Pokeblocks on the menu. That's okay. So, I said in those original videos that I would nickname these Pokemon as they earned their nicknames, and, like, my mind has not been thinking about this over the last 10 years, so I still don't know what to name them. So we're just gonna leave them not nicknamed for now, I suppose. Because I don't want to come up with 5 names on the spot. I do know about such things. I've heard of such things as well. Okay, I do need to come in here and get the Pokeblock Pez dispenser so that, I can make Pokeblocks and use it at the Safari Zone and such. Cool contest winner tiaras. Pull up. This is a cool concept of like having like these different sketch forms of the Pokemon depending on like how high quality the contest they went through. Pretty cool stuff. I might do this eventually, but I don't want to do this right now. I've got things I want to do. Wow. Calling out the refs, huh? Yes, you get more points. Well, I mean, it is canon for May to do contests, at least if we're looking at the Pokemon anime, which I haven't seen since I was a kid. The Ruby Sapphire kind of saga is kind of what I was watching when I was a kid when it was on. Yes, it's similar but different. Different in that it's completely different, but the same is that it's the same battle engine, probably a little bit similar. It's kind of similar to like the Poke Studio in Gen 5. Got the battle sequence, and you have to use moves, and it's kind of like a different background with like a different kind of context. I always like that kind of thing. Adds a lot of. It makes the battle sequence seem more like it means something a little more, like that's integrated into some more systems where you send out your Pokemon and they're technically using moves, but you know, probably the original idea why they thought HMs were a good idea, because it's like, oh, you're like using your Pokemon to do things in the world, makes things feel cohesive. Maybe that sort of thing. Did he say anything? The Hyper Rank stage. Wow. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like every different contest hall in Ruby Sapphire is like a different division, and then they move them all into, Lily Cove and Emerald. But you had to like fly between the different towns to like, you're like doing the contest circuit, more immersive. But or maybe I'm talking out my ass. I don't remember. Contest advice. Yeah, certain combos. Remember, like, like using stockpile and then swallow. Like, that's probably a combo. A judge or a gym leader? I never thought of that sort of connection. I feel like I'd rather be a gym leader than a judge. I don't remember ever getting this TM. And I sure never used it as a kid. Torment's so weird. Like, you cannot use the same move more than once in a row. Yeah, use Torment and Encore and you're screwed. Tell me that again, sir? Oh, you're not going to give me your story again? Well, this whole thing was he was talking to the judge because, like, you know, that's the same reason you'd go at a ref when you're watching football. Like, you made a bad call. But didn't really work out for him. Yeah, you should have ridden your bike here. There's a nice bike path. If only we could go to Lily Cove right here, right now. We would get stomped. And also, you know, bottom of the sea, you know, maybe we'll do that someday. You're a big man in a small sub. Yeah, this is the long line of Team Aqua trying to get into the, you know, Oceanic Museum. Kind of makes sense that Team Aqua wouldn't go in there, because it's kind of their stuff. Where water is clean, the fruits of bountiful harvest gather. Where Pokemon gather, or excuse me, people gather, a market soon starts. That's how a town is born and grows. Yeah, that makes sense. Just like how every 15 miles along the rural territory in the U.S., there are little towns that were built around Pony Express stops. You know, just the maximum amount of time, distance horse can run at max speed before you have to pass your, you know, letter off to the next horse. Gotta deliver mail across the giant country somehow, back in the day. Could the tea have been made that a tear shed by Pokemon? Maybe philosophically, but biologically, I mean, the tears of the Pokemon had to come from somewhere. Although, maybe I'm overthinking it, because, like, water gun, it's like, is all the water from a water gun in a tiny Squirtle from the Squirtle? Or is it from... yeah, I mean, it can't be. It has to come from somewhere. So if water can come from nowhere in this world, then maybe it makes sense. I mean, if we think back to, like, you know, classic giant flood the world scenarios, I don't know. Explanations for such things. Did it all come from the canopy in the atmosphere? Let's see. I'm docked. Stern commissioned for the ferry. Well, the ferry's not even constructed yet. It'll be constructed later in the game, though. But by that time, you already have to fly, so there's no reason to ever use it. There's probably trainers to fight on it, though. You know, it's like the dilemma in Gold and Silver when you took the ferry to Kanto. It's like, why is there any other reason to use this thing? Like, I think there was reason to write it, like, one time. I just don't recall, though. There's obviously trainers on it, but there might be some items on it. You might have had to do that to progress something. That actually might be the way you have to get to Kanto the first time. I don't think you can actually walk there from the Pokemon League. Or might be wrong on that. I don't recall. The Devon goods. Yeah, so that was the sequence trigger for being able to go into the museum. Let's just look around, you know. Yeah, dude, ships are gigantic. Buoyancy is the principle of science. Science. Excuse me, my phone. It's going off. It's ringing off the hook. But something interesting about this little scene here is, like, you see this guy and he's standing here up against this machine, and when you go upstairs, you can see into the downstairs. And he's there. So, like, I wonder if you're able to, like, get yourself over there in this map, like, if you have the same dialogue or not. Like, if he's the same NPC, or if he's, like, they just recreated the scene in a different scene. Like, that's probably what they did. But I wonder if they would have, like, copied his dialogue over. So yeah, we better heal our Pokemon. Maybe their nature has something to do with the stat gains of a Pokemon. You don't say. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's go heal up. What do these people have to say? If a traded Pokemon is holding an... I trade Pokemon with my friends. If a traded Pokemon is holding an item, it makes me twice as happy. So, if you give your friend an item, it makes you twice as happy, or if you receive an item, it makes you twice as happy. I would think if you receive an item, maybe. Tip for battling. I'd say raising different kinds of Pokemon in a balanced manner. It's no good making one Pokemon strong. Man, if only I read this as a kid, maybe I would have not raised only my Swampert. But, I mean, hey, it worked, right? Stay in there. Okay, let's... We're gonna save. Okay, we got Thief. Okay, and pretty much all of our Pokemon can learn it, which is interesting. We're gonna have to save it for later, though. Torment? I mean, Torment is not that useful. The only Pokemon who can learn it is Houndour. Anyhow. And Bulletsy, I don't think have anybody who can use that, so... Also, I was thinking about this later, and I'm like, what am I going to do for HMs necessarily? Like, I know I have this 6 slot specifically for HMs, but is that going to be enough? Like, I'm sure I can put Surf on Ammonite, you know, no problem. I can put Fly on Farfetch, probably no problem. That's kind of the most important ones. What am I going to do with Rock Smash and Strength, Cut? Like, those are probably important to have. Then you also have to have Waterfall and Dive. Yeah. All pertinent questions for a Gen 3 playthrough. But we'll just continue on. Like to sneak by the receptionist because you didn't have $50? What I learned here, I can put use in nefarious deeds. It's funny how, like, what lengths people will go to, because, like, these grunts, you know, they're talking like, oh yes, I'm thieving, and I am, like, speaking, like, I'm very aware that my deeds are nefarious and all this stuff, while, like, the leaders think that what they're doing is the right thing, and then when they realize eventually it's not the right thing, they're like, oh shit, this isn't the right thing, I screwed up. And yet, to get the power that they need to do what they need, they amass this cult following who are actually just openly nefarious. It's just, like, interesting. It's like the ends justify the means sort of stance, which usually isn't a great sign. Bergen's didn't bumble things in Westboro, we wouldn't be here. That's an interesting thing, because they were in Rustboro trying to steal the part. And then we got the letter, and now they're trying to get the part here, because they're actively trying to... What are they trying to do? Are they trying to sabotage the submarine being put together? Are they trying to get the part because they're trying to build their own submarine? Gosh, I just don't really quite remember. I ripped off the stuff here. Would it make me rich? I don't think so. Except this lady supposedly thinks that Team Aqua exists for the good of all. Or at least she's just saying it. Isn't here. Ow. Wait, what? Red balls bobbing up and down inside a glass vessel. This experiment simulating a waterfall using the ball's buoyancy. I don't know what that's referring to. Blue fluid spiraling inside of a glass vessel. A whirlpool artificially using wind. That is funny. So they capitalized whirlpool and waterfall here because in Gen 2, those were 2 HMs you had, but whirlpool's not an HM in this game. Like, there's just so many references to Gen 2 in this game that I didn't even realize. Like, whirlpool? Like, man, they're really trying to make connections to Gen 2. You didn't go to the ocean floor in Gen 2, but, like, you went to the Seafoam Cavern, and I kind of felt like you were descending into the depths, even though you weren't directly. You went into a cave at sea level and then went down, like, into a cavern. Like, there's got to be water pressure there somewhere, yeah? Like, if there's a leak in that cave, like, it's just going to fill up to sea level. Why is the sea salty? Seawater, salt, obsidian, and chloride ions. These ions leach out of rocks, are carried out to sea by rain. The concentration of dissolved salt makes the sea salty. Kind of left out the part where it's like the water cycle, you know, water leaves the ocean to, like, you know, go into the atmosphere and then it rains back down. And you know, we're always like accumulating salt into the ocean, but the salt never leaves the ocean through the water cycle. So over time, it's just kind of like become more concentrated. The sea covers about 70% of the planet, the rest is land. The sea is therefore more than twice the size of land. That is certainly how math works. 70 is twice as big as 30. Yeah, this museum is a lot more going on in it than I remember. Submersible pod, a compact land pod for seafloor exploration. Submarine Explorer #1, will build the high-performance ocean floor exploration submarine. Carry SS title. Scale replica of the ship under construction at Stern Shipyard. Interesting. I wonder, I forget what like the ships in like Johto and Kanto were called. Like, there's obviously the SS Anne, that one's super memorable, but I don't recall what the ship was that actually went between Johto and Kanto was. I don't think that was the SS Anne. It was a totally different layout. Obviously, it's not the SS title, because that's apparently being constructed here right now. These submersible pods, they just kind of remind me of that recent, semi-recent incident, like maybe it was like a year or two ago, I don't remember, where some small private company had like some small submersible and it wasn't built right and couldn't withstand the depths they were going down to, like when they were going to go look at the Titanic, I think, and yeah, it like freaking imploded. That was not a good situation. Model of the Hoenn region. It's a miniature diorama of the Hoenn region. There's a little River Town on this. Oh, that'd be fun to see. I have not really played the remakes of these games extensively. I own Alpha Sapphire on my 3DS, but I was like so disappointed at the time. Like, not because it wasn't like a good game or whatever. Like, I could tell, like, oh, like standalone, like this is a good game. But like they just changed so much to where it was just like it just made me feel sad playing it. I'm like, oh man, they like changed like all these designs of these characters so drastically to where it's like they felt the need to change it, and then like they just somehow turned this experience into what I felt was like such a drag. But you could tell that there was passion in the project still a little bit. Like there were all these new features and blah blah blah. Like I didn't feel like it was to the level of like Heart Gold Soul Silver, but it was a good game. Unlike freaking Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, that like that one's just sad. Our wall is expanding and shrinking. In the sea, the weight of water itself exerts pressure. Shallow water, the pressure is not very heavy, and more deep water, the pressure can reach even tens of thousands of pressure in a small area. Yeah, that's how submersibles implode. Display flow of seawater and the bottom of the seawater flow. There's differences in such factors as temperature and salinity. Differences in temperature and salinity. Yeah, that. I don't know much about that. It's like interesting stuff. Towards the surface, seawater flows as currents driven by the winds. Kanto water quality sample. The label says sea is all connected, but the water seems to differ by region. That is interesting. Because Hoenn and Kanto are just different parts of Japan. So, like, it's not like we're talking opposite sides of the world or anything. So, different parts of the same relatively small country in the same kind of part of the world, the ocean, you know, water's different. Johto quality sample SS Anne. That's amazing. computers here. Okay, what of our team member here? We got Smoochum. Boss wants those parts. Shut your yak and warp them over. Okay, so we got a level 15 Carvana. Does it know how to bite? Let's hope not. We're actually faster than it. It's interesting. Okay, let's swap out because any of Smoochum's moves that actually deal damage are gonna activate its rough skin ability, which is gonna hurt. So let's just switch to Venonat now. It does have bite. Okay. So it's confused. Use bite. Maybe I should disable bite. It's faster than Venonat. Okay, well that hashtag maybe should help. Quick claw kicking in. And it snapped out of confusion. I can heal, I can swap out. Let's just swap out for now. Yay, powdered snow. Okay, our Smoochum doesn't really need the experience share anymore since she has powdered snow. Oh, she can maybe take on the Zubat now due to that. Let's try it. And ice types are just so not common in the beginning of Pokemon games. So, oh, we got the freeze! Oh man, that's awesome. Like, you don't really deal with like these really low power ice moves very much because it's like by the time you encounter ice types, they're going to be a high enough level to where, you know, they're going to have something better than this. Okay, powdered snow is not going to be very effective on Carvana, but I'm just going to gauge how much it's going to do here. Okay, it's like wasn't great. Let's just go for it though. This is just the last Pokemon we have to fight until we can go back to the Pokemon Center anyways. And it'd be really funny to get another freeze. And first use of powdered snow, immediate freeze. It's doing pretty good damage too. You gotta admit. And it's like slightly unfortunate that my Smoochum has a special attack lowering nature. Because I'm pretty sure Careful like lower special attack, up special defense, so... And you simps are held up by a mere child? Man, simps back in 2002 or whenever this game came out. People, Pokemon, all life depends on the sea. So Team Aqua is dedicated to the expansion of the sea. Don't you agree? What we're doing is a magnificent undertaking. Fine, you're still too young. It can't be helped that you don't understand our ideals. But if you ever oppose us again, there will be consequences. Heed my warning. Farewell. Bro, according to the museum, the planet already is 70% the sea. So, don't you see that it's already enough? Oh man, we didn't even hand over the goods until right at this very moment. We had them in our person the whole time. Well, business as usual. How come the authorities are not contacted immediately and the threat is dealt with at this very moment? I don't know. You think that would be the proper course of action? Okay, we're gonna take the experience share. We're gonna put Venonat up front. And I can keep streaming for another little bit here. Like 10, 15 minutes or so. So, I think the goal is going to be like, let's go fight trainers and get our Venonat up one more level so it can learn Confusion. And then we will be prepared to fight Brawley next time we, play the game. I don't really know for sure why I'm running around in the grass right now, because I'm not going to fight the wild Pokemon. I just think it's fun to run into them. Oh, shit. Okay, well, strike that. Run. Yes, I'm paralyzed. Please, leave me be. I regret everything. I just wanted to find a shiny or something. I don't even know if I have, like... I've got 11 Pokeballs, like... I don't know. If I found a shiny, it would actually be a really tense situation. What do we got in the mart? Got some Pokeballs, some Great Balls. There's no reason to buy Super Potions right now because we can buy Soda Pops. The only downside is you gotta buy them one at a time. It's trading your time for money. Your patience for dollars, however you want to call it. Buy 10 balls. And that leaves us with how many great balls? Just 3. We'll buy a couple. I don't think we would really want to buy 10, because that's like a lot. We'll buy 5. So we're not exactly planning to, like, catch Pokemon to complete the Pokedex or anything like that along the way here. Like, we're just gonna play through this game with the party that we have and catch probably pretty minimally. So here's a trainer lady. She's gonna have a +1 to mine him. I kind of want to use Smoochum against him for fun, but also Venonat needs level. So I would go anywhere to show off my delightful Pokemon. Anywhere, you say? What's the deal with that? Okay. Stick with our classic supersonic tackle combo. Come on, man. Your compound eye's gotta do better than that. It's gotta do better than that. Not the T-Wave. The ever-powerful T-Wave. Oh, come on. Okay, well... I feel like Smoochum could actually do better. Well, you see, Growl isn't going to weaken my special move. Oh my gosh, another freeze! This is amazing. Could potentially be frozen for all time. It is funny how you can eat a berry while frozen. Oh man, defrosted. It's a little animation where the whole screen darkens a little bit. Get that the snow going on there. Oh, it just feels cold, you know. Ooh, nice crit. Got those nice crits. Okay, let's switch back on over to Venonat. We'll try a supersonic. Man, it just does so little. So little damage. Ouch. Ouch. That little delay there made me think freeze for just a split second. Haven't been fully paralyzed yet, so that's good. Yes, keep lowering my attack. That doesn't really negatively affect me at all. Semi-jinxed myself by saying that. I didn't... Oh, twice in a row. Really did. Did I jinx myself, or did I smooch him myself? Well, either way, I have to switch. Let's go back to Venonat. Pesky growls. Something else I might want to start thinking about is what Pokemon am I going to need to beat Watson? Maybe Houndour, so I can like use fire moves on his steel types? I don't really have any ground types. Like Ammonite's rock, but no ground moves. So that might be a fight that we kind of struggle with a little bit. Let's go ahead and run back. And we'll do one more fight before we call this a session. Three steps sideways, 2 steps up, trick house. Yeah, we might want to do that before we fight the rival, just for the experience. But I remember as a kid being very confused. I had no idea where to go, because I did not realize you could walk under this. I thought this was like literally like a wall. Like just a gigantic wall. Never would have thought it was a bridge. What does this lady say? Yeah, she talks about the low road, which this is the low road, meaning that's the high road. But yeah, I did not put 2 and 2 together, and it took me a while to figure out where to go. Oh boy. Did you feel the tug of our soul soothing fragrance? Maybe I did. And we got the confusion off. It did not proc. But, yeah, we'll just keep going here. So we use Grope. Tackle should work. It's interesting how Roselia got both a pre-evolution and evolution in this very next generation. Like, an evolution makes sense because Roselia is kind of underpowered in this, but it is like a cool design. But like a pre-evolution too, it's like, I mean, I guess, like, kind of diegetically, it kind of makes sense. Just in the form of just the world, it's like you don't start off as a blooming flower. You start off as a bud. There we go. Lots of experience. But like, yeah, maybe it makes sense stat-wise too. Okay, we need to be very careful here. We do need confusion. It's going to be very useful. It's going to make Venonat actually be, you know, worth a dollar. So, I think we want to keep Tackle, and we want to keep Supersonic. I think I want to drop Foresight. Because when would I ever use it? Like, when I go up against a double teaming Pokemon, when I go up against a ghost that I want to hit with normal moves, like, I think I just need to get rid of Foresight. I think it's the way. According to our stats, Call. So we actually have lowered attack and increased special defense from this nature, I believe. So, looking at our stats, I mean, our defense and special defense are equal. Our attack is actually okay. Special attack is our lowest stat, actually, which is funny. Because we have Confusion here, and Confusion is probably going to be doing a lot better than Tackle. So, let's get this Item. Man, I just have a whirlpool of emotions in my brain right now. Like, coming through here with my HM slave, chopping down these trees, smashing through these dialogue boxes. First thought's like, man, this is slow and kind of boring. Like, why you make me go through, like, the same dialogue boxes over and over again to chop these trees down? But at the same time, seeing my Trico pop up and, like, chopping down these trees for me, like, it kind of, I don't know, makes my heart swell a little bit. Like, it could very well be nostalgia just because, like, I remember doing this and, like, figuring it out for the first time and, like, exploring the world and, you know, coming back here. I don't know, man. Well, I said just one more trainer, but now that we've been building up our Smoochum and Venonat, and I finally just got Confusion, I kind of want to put it to the test, so one more. Let's go for it. Amy and Liv would like to battle. Is it Liv or Leave? Liv. It's gotta be Liv. Okay, so we've got Confusion, baby. Let's Confusion the Minum, and we'll Powder Snow the Minum. Oh, Powder Snow hits both? That's amazing. Like, that's double the chances for freeze. Oh, that Confusion did not do very much. Supersonic to the rescue. You helping handed a Growl, huh? If only they actually helped the Growl do better? Venonat, you're supposed to be the one with the, you know, compound eyes. Critical hit. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hustle's already snapped out before Venonat can even confuse the other one. We got the freeze, man. All the freeze rocks. Well, just keep going for it, I guess. You'll get it eventually. Oh man, the double freeze. This is so... I don't know. I did not think Powdered Snow was gonna keep things this great for us. Still frozen, and still frozen. Oh man. I mean, I always envisioned Hoenn as being a fairly tropical place because you know, it seems like to be kind of a warm-watered kind of area. Man, it's still frozen. There's no, like, ice zone other than, like, deep in that one cave. So that just kind of makes me think, like, hey, you know, these Pokemon probably aren't used to being cold, so that's why they're getting frozen so easily. Of course, it doesn't actually affect the chances, but still. We worked together, perfectly together, me and my big sister, but we still lost. Yeah. You have to think about all the kind of things when you're battling against two trainers. You have to, excuse me, you have to think about all kinds of things when you're battling against two trainers. Yep, that's why VGC ended up going with double battles for their format. It's just, you know, there's a lot going on. It's not a solved problem. Therapy is a form of mental healing that works with fragrances. Aromatherapy is also a Pokemon move that heals a bunch of stuff, so I believe you. Perhaps we should bring the Pokemon contest rather than battles. You know, possibly. Quite possibly. I'm gonna heal up. And then go back up and save where we need to save, pretty much. I think I'm gonna stick an experience share on Houndour, because he's fallen behind, and I feel like if we want to start raising him up for the electric gym, he might appreciate some XP. EXP. I'm just gonna run back up to where we were and then save and log off. I gotta make some noodles. Shit. One more battle, I guess. I need to save. Skitty kitty. Let's see how Houndour does against you. Ow. Oh, shit. Not well. Okay. Let's see how Confusion does versus Tackle. Confusion. Oh. We don't have the blue flute in this game yet, so slight issue. Ow. Ow. Man, here I thought Skitty was just a bad Pokemon. Why? Why? Okay. About the same. Well, Confusion? Maybe it'll confuse? Yes! Okay, hit yourself in Confusion. Hit yourself in Confusion. Yes! Oh no, it's got a berry. Okay, so I think I only went first because my Quick Claw. Hit yourself in Confusion. Yes! Oh my gosh, that was a hype fight. That was thrilling. Okay, I'm gonna heal again. A delighted Pokemon looks darling, even when it's fainted. Haha. Well, mine, I prefer not being fainted, and you fainted them. You straight murked my Houndour, and you very nearly murked my Venonat with your Tail Whip, Double Slap, Critical Hit everything combo. Oh, and Sing, of course. Okay. Okay. We're gonna sign off here. I'm gonna save. It always takes longer than I think in this game. And yeah, I'm gonna make my noodles, and I'm gonna enjoy my summer day. You guys should enjoy your day too, and I'll see you next time whenever I have some free time to play this game. It'll be very ad hoc. See you later.